For anybody to wave off Igbos and say we can do away without them, or we can do it without them, it is not a good politics, Ngige is saying. I think what Ngige is saying here is just re-echoing what Senator Enyinaya Abaribe also said. Enyinaya said, anybody that is suppressing the Igbo and think that Nigeria will move forward will be making a mistake. So these two gentlemen are beginning to add their voices. I'm telling you, one being a former minister, a former governor, one being a senator, almost a serial senator. Okay, so both of them are now talking about, it's even a senator now, sir. Okay, so now both of them talking about, marginalizing the Igbo and expect Nigeria to move forward. It is not going to be possible. And that is the fact anyway, because Nigeria, the Igbos actually holds the commercial power of Nigeria, I tell you, both local and international. Let's dive into the details to understand what Chris Ngige is saying. Senator Chris Ngige, former governor of Anambra State, underscored the varied perspectives existing within Nigeria's ethnic groups, emphasizing dissenting voices within each community. He specifically examined the political journey of the Igbo community, noting their consistent support for candidates during elections. Ngige cautioned against underestimating the significance of the Igbo in national politics, asserting that overlooking or excluding them would be imprudent. He advocated for a fair and inclusive approach, urging recognition of diverse ethnic contributions to cultivate a unified and harmonious political environment. He said in an interview with the Arise TV, there is no ethnic group that does not have some dissenting voices. We are a very distinct group. In fact, the navigation of Igbos in Nigerian politics is predictable. They don't live their own. So what that means is that for anybody to wave off the Igbos and say we can do away without them, it is not a good politics. So for a good mix, give these people and give the other people. So now, what is his name? Ngige eyes is beginning to open now, because it is looking like there is nothing for him anywhere again. I don't understand where he belongs. I think he was, what they call it, Minister of Labor and Productivity under Buhari's government. I don't know where he is today. Okay, but I'm sure himself and Amechi have been used and dumped by the Hausas, and now the Yorubas under Tinubu has come in, and there is still no place for them, no significant position for the Igbos. That is it. And now it's beginning to touch them, and they're beginning to see it. So they're coming out now, even among the so-called Supreme Court justices that have just been inaugurated. There is no Igbo person there. It's quite an unfortunate situation for the Igbos. So now I think Ngige is beginning to see that his political future is at a brink, in Nigeria, and the Igbos are being, systematically marginalized. He's now beginning to talk. Now, wow, it's quite bad for him. Okay, so Ngige has spoken, but let's get into the details to see exactly. There are some of these comments coming from a few individuals. Let's see exactly what people are saying about what Ngige had just said. Some say, what did you expect? You people are selfish, self-centered, and rebellious. Can you imagine? Somebody has told him, you are speaking like a Boko Haram. In fact, you are one of them. And they don't get back to Ram again. Why would you be saying that Igbos are very selfish, self-centered, and rebellious? How? Another somebody is telling you now that you have are talking like a Boko Haram. Another person here is saying that the statement is correct, that Igbos are self-centered, selfish, and rebellious. Okay. But another person is saying here, I don't believe Igbos support their own. It is just that Obi was just an exceptional man. That's the reason Igbos voted for him. You think you're trying to tell me that if it were to be him as a Labour Party candidate, would Igbos vote for him? The answer is no. Igbos are Republicans in nature, and it takes one person to convince them, and they throw all their support for that person. To throw that person alone, irrespective of tribe. Igbos have been a strong PDP people and are still part of it. Yes, that is very, very correct. That statement that this guy had just made is very, very correct. Don't mind them that are avoiding the truth. Avi, you have truly explained it all. So Igbos are like Republicans, and it takes one person to convince them, and they throw their weight on that person. So you people are the architect of your problems in this country. If you refuse to change, third position will be your place for life. Can you imagine? And they say, who is first and who is second? That's the question. Who is first and who is second? Guy man, you are a confused person, or else can a TV man, plateau man, or even a Christian from northern Nigeria be allowed to be president? Or do you think that the killings against innocent people of Middle Belters can ever stop? The truth is that Nigeria can never be won, so stop deceiving yourself. Igbos are not the only ones having problems in Nigeria. Exactly. Everybody has his own share of problem in this country, whether you like it or not. Everybody has his own problem. And somebody is writing, Oga Chris Ngige, you did well for the 3 years you spent as governor of Anambra State, but can you tell your achievements as minister of 8 years? What did the Igbos you now claim to love benefited from you? Okay, please, abusive fascist movement, keep off from this comment. This is not your level. Can you imagine? Don't throw caution inside. For anyone to sway off every tribe, not only Igbo, no tribe is superior to others. We all have equal potentials. Okay, Fulani herdsmen will disagree with you because they claim to own Nigeria. You now want to come back. That is true. For idiots to say we voted for Obi when they also voted for theirs is crazy. It's crazy. Okay, why are they denying them their request? When Igbos leave, they will kind their what? How? Nigeria knows their values, but envy and wicked heart. They will not let the Igbos go, and they will not let them have a place in Nigerian government, which is very bad. The problem of Abiola started when Nzeribe, using his ABN Association of Better Nigeria to stop the announcement of the presidential election result and declaring of Abiola as the winner. So why? Because Nzeribe wanted to cause war so that he can supply weapons, as that is his major line of business. That is what he is known for all over the world. He supported the Nigerian army with the supply of weapons against the Biafra, his trees, men and women. I am waiting for the obedient Igbo tribe to disprove me on this. Let the argument begin while I sit and watch as they will be displaying their ignorance and stupidity. As I know only the fools will argue with me. Can you imagine? Look at this one. You don't argue with fools. Obviously, the fool will always be fool. Even when you tell him not to speak, he will speak exactly. Can you imagine? So the comment he has made here is insulting, but bringing Nzeribe and Nzeribe's line into Abiola's predicament is not correct here. Obviously not correct. The fact remains that obviously the Hausas didn't want the Abiola to be in power from that time. That is it. It was not the Igbos that stopped Abiola from being the president. So that is what is coming from Chris Ngige. You cannot push the Igbos aside and expect the country to move forward. It is not possible. And pushing the Igbos aside is a bad politics, exactly what he's trying to say here. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comments.